revenge series. We have many like it, from god tier series like Berserk to not so god tier like Redo of Healer. Anyway, Juujika no Ryoken falls into the middle of this, not being the best written series, but goddamn, it's entertaining as hell. The story starts with our main character, Uruma Shun, who is yet again getting his ass beat. It seems like a reoccurring thing, with Uruma always being picked on by the same 5 kids: Kuga, Ushiro, Madoka, Sen, and the leader of the whole pack, Kyo. They would do things like kick him, run him over with a bike, shoot him with a BB gun, or even strangle him to near death, all while calling him a test subject, or better known to them as Lab Rat A. With all of this going on, there's just one thing what keeps Uruma happy and keeps him looking forward to the future. That being his family, mainly his little brother. For the sake of keeping his little bros smiling, Uruma chooses to stay strong, and being the big brother he needs to be at home. The 5 doing this are conducting an experiment, as they say, hence the nickname Lab Rat A. Now, as for that experiment, I gotta say it's pretty fucked up, seeing how far we can drive Lab Rat A, Uruma Shun, until he kills himself. That's pretty fucked up if I do say so myself. And to make it worse, these kids are 12. Like, oh damn, where the hell is your mama? And where the hell is your papa? Like, I don't understand how kids get away with this in mangas, like the Tokyo Revengers type thing. But they do be pretty young, but that's also pretty fucked up at the same time if I gotta say so myself. This eventually gets too hard for Uruma, and he sort of tells his family. Lucky for him, they actually decided to listen, unlike other anime parents, and he actually got to transfer school. We time skip 1 month, Uruma's living the good life, not having to worry about this, going home to his family every day and just having fun, like a normal kid should. Here Uruma is face to face after school with some of his past. He gets a call from Kyo, the leader of the pack as stated as before, who states running from an experiment is unforgivable, and he decides to mention a mountain pass what his mother drives through every day. We see Kyo and Madoka looking down on the driveway while the car is coming closer and closer, and while Kyo decides to do something weird, he pushes Madoka down a cliff and causes the car to drift off the side of the cliff, running into a ditch. Understanding this, we can sort of get an understanding of, you know, the leader of the pack, as I'm gonna keep calling him, Kyo. He sort of wants to use anyone in his advantage to get what he wants, and he's such a fucked up character that he will try and do anything for this experiment to sort of get in Uruma's head, and that's the type of character he is. So just keep that in mind while you read more of the story a little bit later. We see Uruma's brother still up, calling out for his mother and father, all bloodied up, before he is met with the door open. Who being on that end is Kyo. Kyo decides to do the unthinkable and beat the brother's head in with just a rock, over and over and over again. It really just shows no mercy as the characters, and the author really does not hold back in this type of scene, depicts it in really a fucked up way, and I don't even know if I can show it on the screen. If that wasn't enough, he decides to step out and ignite the car. There's some good news out of all of this though. Somehow the brother is still alive. While in critical condition and even a coma, he's still there. The painful part about all of this is where we get to see Uruma sort of have his hand on the glass, looking helpless in the situation, just looking in at his brother, thinking about all the times him and his family had, realizing they're not here anymore. His brother may be, but his parents aren't. They're gone. He asks himself a question. Should I die too? Just a painful situation what really takes the manga down a dark path, and the author really wants us to jump into these type of things as soon as the manga starts. He does this straight away in the first chapter, so I'm not even going into second chapter content, third chapter content. He's doing this all within the first chapter, bringing us into this dark type of manga, and I gotta say, I'm already loving it so far. Uruma ends up staying with his grandfather, who actually turns out to be an ex-army member. Uruma goes to the garage and grabs a gun, before he's stopped by his grandfather trying to take it away from him. Here we get to see something else come out of Uruma. Something what we have not seen before from the calm child. A hidden dark side, if you will. He clings to the gun, gripping it. A man possessed. He swears to kill all of those bastards. His grandfather looks at him in such a confused way. He says, let's go tell the police. Before not even finishing his sentence, he's interrupted by Uruma once again. This time looking even more crazy, with the tears rolling down his eyes. He states he won't let anyone take away this revenge from him. His grandfather decides to help him, strangely enough. He says the current you can't kill them. There is no thrill in that. And he will train him to give each and every one of them the revenge that they deserve. We skip 4 years later, and the curtain is open for Uruma Shin to begin his revenge. This manga is actually pretty good if I do say so myself. From that introduction, I would already be intrigued in reading it, and I did cut out a lot of stuff, so you guys won't be spoiled, obviously. It's a series you're able to digest your time into and just really binge. With 50 plus chapters out at the moment, it really makes for a fun experience and one you will really enjoy. Now, like I said before, this isn't the most amazingly written story, but goddamn, it's a pretty entertaining one with many things to contribute towards it, such as the characters like Uruma. We get to see him sort of rise out of his dark past and sort of become a different type of character, something great and a complete different person as he was before, who has a mission on killing all of the people who did him wrong in this situation. He sort of gets himself into situations where it can be gruesome, but also satisfying, as it is fucked up to really say that. You will find yourself both rooting for him and sort of cringing as the story continues to fold on. But goddamn, I feel like Uruma is my favorite character at the moment, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on, if you do decide to read this, who's going to be your favorite character. Another cool thing is that we get to dive into the lives of the 5 who did this to his parents and his little brother as the story goes on, seeing how they are now and if they're changed. And minus spoilers, I'll give you 2 seconds. Yeah, they haven't changed. They all seem to be the same fucked up individuals they once were before, and all have that dark side to them. What is really compensated and really just expanded by the art within the series. Touching on the art a little bit more, the art style was made to look really rough and not really pretty as other type of manga you would see. With that, the author is able to depict these scenes of anger and sadness. Take the scene where Uruma is clinching towards the gun, swearing to kill each and every one of them. We get to see the look of him looking crazy and his eyes popping out with the veins. And with this gritty and rough art style, it takes the series to another type of level compared to other revenge manga, obviously not counting something like Berserk, but compared to other type of revenge manga, you can really feel every type of emotion on the page, and it makes for a good experience. I also warn you, this manga is edgy, and I mean pretty edgy. And that's not a bad thing. It makes for some things to be pretty interesting as a whole, and pretty fun too. There will be gore and other type of things I cannot even imagine saying out loud, even on a video, or may keep you up at night, or most definitely have one eye closed while reading. The story just doesn't end with Uruma and the 5 though. There are a lot more pieces on the table what are moved throughout the story, what are able to progress Uruma and the other characters within it, whilst keeping a good pace to keep you engaged. A lot of other series sort of tend to fall out of this loop of keeping a good pace while keeping interesting characters, but another thing this series does well at is introducing characters that all hold an important part into the story, or keep you actually engaged into it, while rooting for the same one character, not bringing up too many plot points, like a lot of series do tend to do, will sort of cause it to get muddled up and shift its focus away from the main plot. But trust me, the series does an amazing thing in doing that. Honestly, this is just a really fun manga to read, and obviously, like I said before, like, I'm not expecting you to come into the video saying like, hey yo, this is edgy, this isn't the best written. I've said that before. It's just such a fun manga to read, and if you like these type of dark and edgy manga, I know a lot of you for some reason love Redo of Healer, then this type of series is for you. When I found it, I was just randomly scrolling through night, and I ended up staying up till the morning yet again, just trying to binge this manga till I've caught up. And it has 50 plus chapters now, so it's a really fun, nice weekly thing to read. But also, you get the impatient feeling to see how Uruma handles each and every situation that is thrown at him once and once again. With this weekly wait, you really get impatient with this, and you just really want to see how he sort of deals with the situation and how he's going to get his revenge on the 5. He's trying to claim his goal of killing the 5 who did the unthinkable and finally put him to rest. And hopefully one day we can see Uruma get his revenge.